Joining me today is Mr. Priyank Kharge. He's a Minister for IT, Biotech, Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, Government of Karnataka. Mr. Kharge, many thanks for speaking to PTI.
Thank you.
Let's start with the politics. Would you like to clear the air? There are reports of internal unrest within the Congress and a power tussle within the governing party, particularly between the CM and deputy. Would you like to clear the air around that and settle things?
I mean, I don't know where this is coming from because when Mr. K.C. Venugopal, our General Secretary Organization, our in charge Secretary, General Secretary Mr. Randeep, Mr. Sidramaya, the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister Mr. Shivkumar, and the Congress President Mr. Kharge themselves have said that there is no change of guard that is being discussed. So it does not matter what the media says, it does not matter what anybody else is saying or what the opposition is saying. Our leadership is very clear on that and they have been extremely vocal about that. So I don't think we need to keep answering these questions that BJP has to speak about. So that matter is laid to rest and the seat is not vacant.
What, according to you, is driving this speculation, and this political noise coming in from opposition?
Well, opposition is trying to hide their weakness. See, currently, the BJP in the state is completely a shattered party. They're rudderless and leaderless. You have a couple of MLAs who have been thrown out of BJP for speaking against the BJP president. You have an entire delegation of MLAs and ex-MLAs coming and baying for the blood of the state president and asking for a leadership change in the state. You have another bunch of MLAs coming and sitting here with the BJP High Command asking them to change the leader of opposition. And there's a lot of chaos in BJP, and that is very evident on the floor of the house as well. So in the assembly, when there is an issue and they need to take a decision, half of them walk out, half of them jump into the well. So there are leadership issues. There's a crisis in the BJP and they're imploding. And every 2 days you have the state president and the leader of opposition saying that no, we are going to continue. So I think just to hide their flaws, just to hide their weaknesses and their disunity, they could keep coming up with these conspiracy theories.
So from the business of politics, let's shift gear to the business. Bengaluru is all set to host the tech summit in November, and you did a hard pitch coming at a time when there are so many macro uncertainties. There is this US trade and tariff tensions that are unfolding and playing out. What is it that you're telling investors and the tech community?
This is as a prelude to the Bengaluru Tech Summit that we annually host. I think we are a much more mature ecosystem than the rest of the country, and this being one of Asia's biggest tech summits, and which is attracting a lot of global attention of late. So we don't really have to hard sell this to people because globally Bengaluru is extremely renowned for its tech talent. We are now number 8 in the startup ecosystem. We are the leaders in global capability centers. We have moved out from IT services, or moved up the value chain of IT services, and we have global capability centers coming in Bengaluru. And now companies are innovating for the world from my city of Bengaluru. And the reason for this outreach that we do every year is to talk to the industry people, understand what is it their expectations are, because the tech landscape is changing dynamically. So as a government, we would always like to be policy ready, we would like to be people ready. And today's effort in Delhi is also in similar direction. And when it comes to trade, tariffs, of course these are longer battles to be fought. But when it comes to technology, when it comes to manufacturing, I think we are slightly ahead of the curve, and I think it's just a matter of time that we'll be working things around it.
One thing that really stood out for me, sir, was the fact that you said that you're not competing with other states and your competition is with the likes of China and Vietnam when it comes to manufacturing, for you to be actually the skills capital of the world. Could you elaborate on that?
See, while other states sell themselves as an investment destination, the government of Karnataka is very clear. We don't sell ourselves as an investment destination. We sell ourselves as the skill capital and the knowledge capital for the world. And the idea is to groom talent. The idea is to ensure these talent is future ready with skill sets in emerging technologies. We are investing heavily in R&D. And like I said before, we are far ahead of the curve when it comes to our neighbors or neighboring states. So while we love competition, we are not afraid of it. It also helps us pull up our socks. I mean, just speaking of data, a lot of people come and say like, Telangana is getting closer to you in IT exports. Last year I exported close to around 4.5 lakh crores, whereas they exported 2.1 lakh crores. We have more than 20,000 startups registered with the government of Karnataka alone, and probably an equal number unregistered with the startup cell. Out of 110 unicorns, more than 45 unicorns are from Bengaluru. We contribute 21% of the national bioeconomy, 65% of defense electronics manufacturing happens in Karnataka. And GCCs, we have close to over 800 GCCs and their units totaling to about 1,500. So when you see data, we are far ahead of anybody. So with respect to real office consumption or real estate leasing recently, last year we gobbled up close to around 47% of the entire country's real estate for GCCs. This year we have close to around, just in the last 6 months, 13.1 million square feet has been given only for GCCs. So where is the competition? I don't see that. Of course, my neighbors want investments. They will give 99 paisa per acre. They will give free land. But where are they tapping that ecosystem? They're tapping it from Karnataka. So right next to our aerospace comes Andhra's aerospace park. Right next to our manufacturing units comes the Hosur plug and play. So people will try to do everything they can. But the talent that we have, the human resource capital that we have, the people first policies that we have to encourage these, and the investor friendly single clearance systems that we have, it's taken us a long time to evolve. So while my neighboring states can go ahead and do what they want, we will also do. Like I said, we compete with Vietnam, China, we are competing with Eastern European countries. And these are numbers that we talk. Let's just not talk mere announcements. Let's not talk mere PR stunts. Let's talk on data. And yes, like I said, we are competing with Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, Gujarat. We love that. It always helps us keep ahead of the curve.
Right. There's so many boxes you have ticked. I think to say that Bengaluru is a tech capital of the country is actually to state the obvious. But there are the startup momentum. There is also the manufacturing momentum, within Bengaluru. And my question to you was, AI, quantum now, deep tech, startups, manufacturing. What is a broader vision for Karnataka now over the next 5 to 6 years in terms of investments, in terms of job creation and contribution to GDP?
So to answer your question, I think you need to take a step back and look at how our policies are devised. We are just not announcing mere policies for the sake of announcing it. So yesterday we had a Karnataka quantum roadmap. When we keep that roadmap in front, people believe us. So when other states come up and say like, look, I have a quantum roadmap, people may say like, theek hai, acha hai. But with our roadmap, they go in detail, they find what can be done, what should be done, what can be improvised, etc. That is because over the years, we have managed to build a strong foundation of skills We have topped that with incubators. We have topped up with centers of excellence across sectors. So I run more than 25 centers of excellence from agri-tech to space tech. And that through these innovations, we are innovating and inventing. On top of that, we have put budgets. On top of that, we have put policies. So you see this pyramid from policy to grassroots skill building for people. This is a structure that is not found anywhere. So we engage with academia, we engage with think tanks, we engage with corporates, we engage with industry, whether it is agri-tech or manufacturing or semiconductors or biotechnologies or aerospace. We have the appetite for it, and we are ensuring that we devour all we can to ensure that any entrepreneur who dreams or any corporate who dreams of making it big globally starts from Karnataka.
Let me turn to tariffs, sir. New US tariffs are going to take effect from 7th of August, 25%. That's a tariff shocker for us. What are the specific steps? How are you preparing, to shield the state's IT electronics ecosystem? And what are the specific steps that you're planning, initiatives that you're planning to support companies who are manufacturing for US market?
Well, I think this requires a lot more deep dive, because it's just been 24 hours since the President of the United States has come up with these trade tariffs. But I think this is something that the government of India seriously needs to look at. If you look at the people whom we are competing at the global scale as a country, it's with Vietnam and China, Indonesia, and we are the highest in Asia. The next comes Vietnam at 20%. So quite naturally it will have some sort of bearing, and this is something that the state governments cannot do it alone, and we are willing to support the central government in whatever way we can. But the point remains that a massive miscalculation of policies or by the central government, or proximity, the so-called proximity of the Prime Minister with the President of the United States has not yielded us any result. And in fact, it has become quite devastating for smaller manufacturers as well. So this is something that I think the central government needs to get their act together on. And the Commerce Minister has said that they will start hitting the negotiating tables, but I don't know where that would lead us.
Apple is something we've always considered to be a showcase piece in the manufacturing, electronics manufacturing roadmap. And there are several high-profile iPhone projects that are underway in Karnataka, as Apple suppliers have their base there. As an IT minister, how do you interpret, US's recent push urging Apple to shift more into US away from India, and what implications does it have for Karnataka that has so many Apple suppliers?
No, quite naturally. See, everybody will protect their ecosystem, while the President of the United States will try the MAGA slogan of Make America Great Again. We need to protect these ecosystems as well. Now, it's not like how it was earlier, right? The geographical boundaries are almost non-existent thanks to technology. Cost of labor, cost of production, cost of innovation, cost of servicing the entire supply chain, all those things are very important. I think we are in a good position to deliver that. And the strides that we have made in Karnataka or for India, we stand to lose if we don't solve this problem early on. And I think, like I said again, at the cost of sounding repetitive, central government should get its act together on this. Yes, it's going to have some sort of effect on the bigger manufacturers. More importantly, the supply chain is very important. So that we still don't know how it will the entire the ecosystem will react to this. So we'll have to wait and watch and see before I can comment anything on the entire ecosystem.
Are you in touch? Are you talking to the Apple suppliers there? Like
It's just
Tata
not about
Electronics?
Apple. It's just not about Apple. It's just not about Foxconn. It's just not about their OEMs. We are manufacturing on scale for various components across sectors, whether it is smartphones, whether it is semiconductors, whether it is space tech. And I think we should see this as an ecosystem as whole and not for one particular company. Yes, of course, these companies add a lot of value, but their entire supply chain, right from microelectronics or micro component manufacturing to component manufacturing, the SMEs, MSMEs that are attached with that, that is something that we also need to look out for, because these people are just not manufacturing. Now they have moved into a little bit of R&D, and they're trying to innovate with materials and other things. So that should not be hampered, is my personal opinion. And I think it's just a matter of time that we will be able to see this thing through.
It is worrisome, like you said. What are these manufacturers telling you? Not just Apple suppliers, like you mentioned, but the larger ecosystem of space tech, deep tech, manufacturers, electronic manufacturers. Are you in constant discussion with them? And what is their next game plan?
Oh, we have spoken to a few people. And of course, they're also a little uncertain rather, and they don't want to have any knee-jerk reactions for whatever the American government has to say. So I think everybody is just waiting and watching what central government will do, what is it for them. And one good thing is that India ecosystem is so big that we are also a great marketplace, so for consumption. But at what cost and on what scale? Because while we cater to the US ecosystem, we also cater to the European ecosystem and the South American ecosystem. So I think we will continue to look for greener pastures, but at the same time, like you said, there are certain anchor projects which bring in the other investments or bring in the other knowledge partners. I think that is very important for us.
Let's look at TCS. It shook up the industry very recently with the news of decision, rather, of 12,000 layoffs that are in the offing. My question to you is, one, as a state, how are you safeguarding the interest of IT employees? Do you see this, like others, as a start of some bigger issue, on AI or skill mismatch or AI-led layoffs? How is this whole thing playing out?
I had a chat with somebody from the industry as well as from the company that you were speaking about, and there is the entire layoffs is not because of AI. Apparently, they
skill mismatch as well.
They overjudged their contracts or their upcoming businesses and had a huge bench strength at the mid level and a lower level, and hence that massive layoff. But of course, AI is disrupting. Nobody can deny that, and they also don't deny that. That is why the government of Karnataka, in order to safeguard the talent that we have come up with a program called Nipunna Karnataka, which is a massive reskilling and upskilling program. Probably it's India's biggest, going to cost us close to around 300 crores, and where we are taking the skill sets from the industry for the industry. And we have aggressive targets for that. We intend to scale over 500,000 people in the coming financial year in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, digital forensic, anything that the industry might need. So we are closely talking to them through our skill council for emerging technologies, and taking their feedback, taking their curriculum, seeing how we can ensure that we give the most affordable and most talented human resource for them. And this program is just not catering to the local ecosystem, we are catering to the global ecosystem also. So somebody who can be trained in Bengaluru or in Karnataka, why can't he work in Canada or Boston also? So the idea is to have the most resourceful human talent available in the world.
How do you look at AI? And I think one very interesting anecdote that you mentioned was, 3 prompts on a chat GPT or a Gen AI tool, 500 ml of water, and you also have rural development, Panchayati Raj, and you're juggling that with biotech and IT. How do you approach this, juggling of the two, one being a very energy hungry but a futuristic direction, and the other being, looking at the requirements of the rural communities? That's my first question. Second, how do you look at the march of AI? Do you believe at some point of time it is going to impede our cognitive thinking? Will it lead to job losses? As a policy maker, how do you approach that?
Oh, well, to answer your first question on how do I handle Panchayat Raj and IT, a good thing is that I have a ringside view of both. So while I have managed to have a lot of technology embedded into the Panchayat Raj system, that has made us number one in the entire country, in fact. And these are not my statistics, these are statistics given by the central government. So the Prime Minister has endorsed that the Panchayat Raj system in Karnataka is number one in the country. So we use digital tools to ensure that we become the highest tax collecting state. So from the rural areas, 1,300 crores, close to that, is how much we have collected. Never in the history of India has so many assets been added within the tax ambit. We are identifying real estate assets, the panchayat assets, digitizing it, putting it into the tax ambit, trying to monetize those assets. We are digitizing the entire Panchayat Raj system through our Panchatantra portal, which is bringing in more transparency with respect to how they function. And this is something that even the central government is trying to replicate. Having said how IT can contribute to Panchayat Raj for better administration and better working, similarly, my other role also ensures that I need to conserve water, conserve energy for the state. Because like you said, whether it's data center, whether it is quantum, whether it is artificial intelligence, all these things are huge
energy guzzlers.
Water and energy guzzlers. So we are trying to work with departments across the government, with the energy department and of course my department of rural water supply, and with the urban department and the minor irrigation department, to see how we can make the state water secure, not only for people but also for future technologies. How I can ensure that we make ourselves renewable energy secure, not only for the people but also for industries. So we are evolving certain plans for the future to make Karnataka the most water and energy secure in the country for future technologies. So it's a very difficult thin line to balance on, but we are trying our best.
Will AI lead to job losses?
Well, see, this is whenever new technologies come in, there is going to be a lot of disruption. So when cars replace carriages, people thought there will be huge. They will not. They will end of horseman. So when steam engine came in, they said it's going to railroads came in. People thought some other disruption will happen, and similarly when computers came in. I still remember that picture when people were going in bullock carts. The CPIM and other parties were going to bullock carts to the parliament, saying that there will be a lot of job losses. So while yes, there might be certain job losses that will happen, but new jobs will be created. So with respect to AI, whether it's agents or whether it is people who understand AI will be replaced, and that is why we need a massive reskilling and upskilling program. So there will be disruption, but the disruption will be for a brief while until we are able to reskill and upskill people. And answering your question on whether it is going to kill cognitive thinking. I personally think yes, it does, because as humans we tend to do things which are much more easy or which are convenient at your fingertips. So cognitive thinking, rational thinking, or maybe even common sense perhaps. So I don't know, but personally I think it might be disrupting that.
So I wanted to draw your attention to the Misinformation Bill and the free speech concerns there, regarding the Karnataka draft Misinformation and Fake News Bill.
There is a lot of misinformation about the Misinformation Bill. So the one that is being floating around in the with the media and in public domain, that has not been vetted by the Department of Home, that has not been vetted by the IT department, nor has that been officially floated by the law department. I don't know how it's just come into discussion in public domain. I'd like to reassure everybody the Misinformation Bill will be discussed with the stakeholders, and it will be we will not be coming up with a new policy. We'll be merely connecting the dots which are with existing laws. So whether it's misinformation, disinformation, malinformation or fake news, everything will be well within the definition prescribed by law.
So at what stage is this bill, and all these reports about 7-year imprisonment and all, are you saying that that is all fake and like you said?
No. See, I'm not sure where this is coming from, but of course.
What stage is that?
So I would say it's come to consultations with my department, and we will be sitting with the Department of Home, and we'll be thinking. So probably, if you ask me, out of 100, we are 75% done.
And what is the focus going to be for you as you proceed through the next steps? When do the stakeholder consultation, when do you sort of
I've
open
already
it up?
had to, when we floated the information disorder tracking unit, I've had a detailed discussion with the press. We have also had detailed discussion with the Editors Guild and other think tanks. So we will put it out.
How do you plan to strike a balance between regulating harmful content, which is a big concern for everyone now, and preserving the democratic right of free speech, especially given the concerns?
No, harmful content is different from free speech. Harmful content could be anything. It could be deep fakes. It could be about violent graphics. It could be anything. But your other concern of hate speech or fake news, which is a concern even for us. Okay, I mean, while both are important to maintain law and order, and it's our duty as well, but fake news is something that is now acknowledged openly. Okay, the former Chief Justice of India says that the fake news is a threat to democracy. He's come on record. The Prime Minister of the country says fake news is something that people need to be wary of because it can disrupt the democracy. The Chief Election Commissioner, when he announced his the recent Parliament elections, he spoke about 3 M's: muscle, money, and misinformation. And we have seen that happen. So when we did this sampling during the Parliament elections, we saw more than 400,000 misinformation and fake news that were being peddled, and we were successful in curbing them. We identified more than 600 serious fake news. We had more than 18-20 cases filed. So we trialed it out. We did a pilot. So whether it is misinformation, fake news, or whether it's harmful content, I think it's the government's job to ensure that these things remain under control.
But you're drawing a clear distinction between harmful content and, like you said, fake news or hate speech for that matter. What safeguards would you include in this draft bill to prevent misuse or suppression of dissent? Because that is what people are concerned about, that it could be a way to...
We have offered a chair. See, it's not the misinformation bill or the fake news bill. It's not going to happen because I want it to happen. So I am not the one who is classifying an information as misinformation, malinformation, disinformation or fake news. I am not the one who is classifying that certain laws are being broken or it's attracting BNSS for the piece of information. We have experts who are doing that. Those experts are industry-led experts. They are not government officers or politicians sitting on that committee. And once that is approved by that by the community, that piece of information goes for legal scrutiny. and then only if necessary there is action from the Department of Home. So and this has been put out in open, right? We have through our SciSec, we have given a presentation on this, and even after the bill comes, if there are recommendations, we'll be more than happy to lap it up. Ultimately, we want to get in a bill that is good for the society.
By when will it become a reality where it becomes a law
Probably
of the
a
land?
month.
A month you'll be able to sort of finalize the contours and get it cleared?
Absolutely.
Okay. It goes to the assembly. What are the next
So
steps?
the bill definitely goes to assembly. We are hopeful that we'll be able to bring it in this assembly session. If not, we'll pass an ordinance and again we'll go back to the assembly.
Okay, so within 1 month is when you see this sort of
Because
passing
the
all the
assembly is
checks.
in session, we are hopeful that the CM has and the law minister are keen to bring it to the assembly, so that there's a discussion in the assembly. There's no point in trying to get important bills as an ordinance until and unless necessary. The idea is that we have a debate on that. Let us figure out who are these people who are doing spreading fake news, who are the people who are using this social media and media as a tool to communalize society, to spread hatred in the society. So let all that be discussed in the assembly, no?
So on the bike taxi ban from June 16, there are commuters who are asking why the government
we are working
has not
on that, and I'm sure that the transport department will come around that. So we have come up with the gig workers bill as well. So on one hand, while we are encouraging, we have come up with the protection for the gig workers bill, we also intend to ensure that gig workers across the sectors don't suffer. So that's a work in progress, and I'm sure that sooner or later we'll have something done.
And so are you going to, is that ban on bike taxi, is that going to be reversed anytime soon, or will there be a policy that is in the offing?
So I think there's going to be a policy in the offing. Talks are on with the transport minister. So probably this also would take a month or so.
Mr. Kharge, it was wonderful speaking to you. Many thanks for speaking to PTI.
Thank you so much.